What was Jesus talking about when he told his disciples in John 16, "In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer, I have overcome the world"? Was he referring to the tribulation that will come upon the world as we read about in Revelation? Or was he talking about something else? We need to take a closer look to see. And he's talking to his disciples just before he's going to go to the cross. And you have to remember here, there's a primary audience that he's talking to, which were his disciples that were right in front of him. But then there's a secondary audience, and that's those followers of Jesus that would be reading that, like us. He isn't talking about the tribulation that will come upon the earth that we read about in the book of Revelation. He's talking about what we as followers of Christ will go through. We will have tribulation. We will have trouble in this world. Part of that is we're going to be hated. We're going to be persecuted, all because we're connected with Jesus, because they hate him and we represent him. We're his. Let's take a look. This is just before he had told them about, in this world you'll have tribulation. This is in the chapter before it. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love its own, yet because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. And then he says, a servant is not greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. So that's part of it. Now we're in the beginning of John 16, where he tells them, these things I have spoken to you, that you should not be made to stumble. They will put you out of the synagogues. Yes, the time is coming that whoever kills you will think that he offers God service. And these things they will do to you because they have not known the Father nor me. But these things I have told you, that when the time comes, you may remember that I told you of them. And those, that primary audience, those disciples then, they were thrown out of the synagogues. They were hated. They were persecuted. The people who were persecuting them thought that they were doing God's will by doing this. But the same also, we, reading this as a secondary audience, we also understand that in this life, in this world, we will have tribulation. We will have trials. We may even be persecuted or hated because we're associated with Christ.